so far it's working. Let's see. So far it's working. Let's see. Okay. Wow. This worked.
Okay.
Now it just, I was going to say it froze, but it's delayed.
Okay.
So I'm looking, I'm saying, oh, it froze again. It did. That was me 5 seconds ago.
Okay. I'm not even gonna look in that direction.
Right, exactly. So like I said, the camera's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find my stuff here. Tracy gonna kill me. She is going to kill me. We live.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the music play a little bit so people can get to the end of this stuff. Okay. Lynette says she loves Crystal Hardy. Lynette Jordan.
I love my neighbor.
Yeah. You live near Lynette?
Yep.
That's my buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've lived across the street from the Jordan family for 30 years now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Heart Place.
Yeah.
Heart Place strong.
Good morning and welcome, Crystal Hardy. That's from Tracy Davis.
Aw.
Yeah. You're getting people turning in early.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Yeah. Can they hear me?
They can hear us a little bit, but I'm waiting I'm waiting for the song to go off.
Okay.
Let them tune in. Yeah. Yeah.
Aww.
Let's get ready to go off now. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Ear to the Ground 197. I'm your host. My name is Bryan Foley, and who I have in the studio this morning is music teacher extraordinaire from Ypsilanti Community Schools, Miss Crystal Hardy.
Hello.
All righty. She say hello. So, yeah, y'all see me pushing a lot of buttons and stuff like that over there. And I was telling Crystal that usually the stuff don't work and everything. And we had little problems doing this and we had little problems doing that. And so I'm trying to get some things together, established that I didn't have earlier. I was just talking to Crystal. I said that I had to do some tuning up and stuff like that and everything. And I'm getting some stuff together and what have you. Y'all know how I do my show. I'm not no professional broadcaster, nothing like that. So I'm doing little things that I should have did early on. But Gail Summerhill had me running around doing stuff. So it's Gail's fault anyway. So good morning, everybody. All right. So I got Crystal Harding in the studio this morning. How you doing, Crystal Hardy?
I am doing just great.
Okay.
I have been blessed. My family has been blessed. Very happy.
All right. Now, we was talking earlier. You said it looked sophisticated, hard to work and stuff like that. The only thing ain't sophisticated in my studio is microphones. So you got to talk into the microphone so people can hear you and everything like that. Okay. All right.
Got it.
So, I'm gonna get right into this. I was looking on your Facebook page and it said music teacher extraordinaire. And those are your own words. Yes. You know what I mean? So what makes Crystal Hardy music teacher extraordinaire? Let's start right there.
To be absolutely honest, I started signing my email music teacher extraordinaire. And I think I put it on Facebook. It's just like Wile E. Coyote, super genius, how we had those business cards. And I just always thought that was funny. So I thought I'd just call myself music teacher extraordinary. I think I'm pretty good, but it was really kind of a joke, but it caught on.
Yeah. I was telling you earlier, and I said those pictures up here, right? And I was trying to go through your Facebook page to try to find a good picture or a picture. No. What I'm saying is a picture profile picture, right. But every picture that I ran across, you either hugged up with somebody in a group of picture with people, or you were doing something extraordinary. And I was looking through there, and you was dressed up like Whoopi Goldberg. You was dressed up actually like Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Act. And I think the one you was dressed up like a gangster, like a rapper back in the day. Oh, I went through there. You got 3,000 pages, pictures on there, because I always try to, get to know my guests. And you kind of, what I seen, I was telling Gail, you kind of funny person or silly. Is that correct?
I've been told that. Yeah, okay. I'm not usually trying to be funny. I'm very good-natured, good-humored.
Okay.
I never miss an opportunity to dress up.
Okay.
So as an elementary music teacher, we would always have these special days where you're supposed to dress as a celebrity or dress as a book character or something. So yeah, I'm all about that. And we have Spirit Week at the high school now that I'm teaching at Ypsi High School. So yeah, anytime I get to dress up, I'm going to do it. And I was trying to be, I think for Celebrity Day, it was back when I had my natural wavy hair before I got my locks. I was trying to be Ice Cube, but all the kids told me I was Eazy-E. So
yeah. And then there was one I seen, I think it was just this past year, and you had on a Grinch hat or a Santa Claus hat, and you had your mask on, and you was looking over the glasses like that. You were sitting in a chair.
Oh yeah. I wasn't even dressed up that day.
So that's why you call yourself music teacher extraordinaire, and with the Wile Coyote euphemism attached to it, I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? But we were talking earlier, and I don't know you. I'm just being honest, right? And so most of my guests, I kind of know them a little bit, but all I know about you is what I seen on Facebook. And I think I've had a couple of events where you attended and you had the choir sing.
Yes.
Park Ridge Summerfest, and I think recently at Ypsi Glow, with Johnny Lawrence, Frog Island Jazz Concert Series that we were part of. And I've seen you around, but I don't know you. However, let's see if we can make the connection. Okay. So I found out who your brother was, and I've known him all my life, but I don't know you. Okay. Now, where you lived at, you lived on Hamilton Street?
That's right.
Right across the street from Dr. Bad.
Absolutely.
Okay. You remember the little garden that was to, let's see, if you were facing Hamilton Street, watch your door. There was a garden to the left of your house.
Right. Yeah, we played in that field. Our whole lives.
Were you allowed to play? See, I couldn't play in the field. Okay.
Oh.
That garden right there, that was my Aunt Isola's garden.
Oh my goodness. I love your Aunt Isola. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes.
Now we see what I'm saying. Now we're making the Ypsi connection. They say everybody.
You never played over there with us?
When we played, well, I think we played over there, but I rode into the garden one time and rode over Aunt Isola's greens.
Oh no, we didn't play in the garden.
Oh, right. You didn't play in the garden, right. But I remember getting in them greens one time. My Aunt Isola tore my head up.
I can believe it.
You know it, right? So you know my Aunt Isola, right?
Yes, so, very well.
Exactly. So everybody tells me how sweet she was, Miss Bolden was. Well, I got to tell a different story.
Well, she would tell us a few things when they, when we needed to be told. It was back in the day where your whole neighborhood raised you. So if she had something to say, she would tell us. It didn't matter that she wasn't my grandmother.
Right. Did she speak the King's English when she told you?
Yes. But I mean, always with love. Always with love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Aunt Isola.
I'm thinking about a different king, I guess.
Aunt Isola would put some cussing. She was a cussing artist. You get what I mean?
So was my grandmother. It was a wonderful neighborhood.
Yes, it was. But
wonderful time.
Yeah, when I was talking to Charles said to me, "Man, I said, man, I never knew that." So this is how we make. So now I know you. That's how close we are. Is that when I think about my Aunt Isola, let me see if I can bring some memories to it. We had over on Adams Street, South Adams, where my great-grandfather lived at. He had in the garage, true story. He had in the garage, had 2 pigs. He was raising pigs in the garage and chickens in the basement.
Okay.
And one day those pigs escaped, right? And the Ypsi police were called, and they had to they corralled the hogs, okay?
Okay.
And you ain't supposed to be having no pigs in the city limit.
Oh, that's
So they
okay.
made a deal with my grandfather and told him he had to get rid of the pigs. So what they did was, now my dad denies this to the day, but anyway, they killed the pigs right there on Adam Street in the garage. And my brother Bruce, the one you say right?
Right.
He's outside the garage. But anyway, you know what they did with the pigs. If you know my Aunt Isola, she been there. She turned him into hog head cheese and turned him into chitlins and sausage right there at that table on Hamilton Street.
Oh, I believe we ate those.
Yeah, you did.
I believe she shared those with my grandmother.
So you know what I'm talking about. So we connected, right? Okay. So I had to get the connection out there, how we know each other. And like I said, I didn't know Hank Davis is a singer, right?
Yes, he is.
And I never knew that until I happened to ask Charles Ramsey. By the way, cuz if you out there, happy birthday to Coach Ramsey, my cousin right there.
Birthday.
Yeah, yes. And he was the one who made the connection. He said, cuz you know who she is. And he was there. But anyway, now that we connected, right? So how did you get involved with music? Let's start at the beginning.
The very beginning. Okay. When I was a very small child, my mom told me that I would always play the piano on furniture. Okay. I always had my fingers moving on furniture. So she went ahead and made the investment and found me a piano teacher. And they bought a brand new piano. They didn't try to go used or let me practice at a church or anything. And she went into debt and bought a brand new piano and got me piano lessons. And that's probably in my life, that's probably the best investment they ever made, because I took to it naturally. They never had to make me practice. I have always loved to play the piano. I love the instrument. I post myself playing a hymn every day. That's how I got started into it. And from the very first lesson, I knew I wanted to do something in music. I either wanted to be a professional piano player, and then later I decided I wanted to be a music teacher. I auditioned for the University of Michigan as a piano major, and they looked at my band and choir history, and they said, you should go into music education. And that was probably the second best investment I ever made.
Yeah. Well, the community is blessed, and I'm honored that you chose to go into music as a teacher. Because, a lot of people can play instruments, and a lot of people can sing, or a lot of people can teach. A lot of people can teach people how to sing, but very rare commodity that a person can actually play and then have the ability to teach and reach people. And that's what I hear about you, your ability to inspire students to get involved. You get what I mean? Because like I said, some of your best musicians can't teach somebody else how to play. And that takes a very unique person. So I guess that's why the extraordinaire is involved in there, So how long you been with Ypsilanti Public? Oh, Ypsilanti. I went to Ypsilanti Public School. I went to Ypsi High School. I don't know what this community. Yeah, I don't know what this grizzly. I don't like that grizzly bear. Anyway, but how did you get into Ypsilanti Community Schools?
I have mixed feelings about the grizzly bear, but myself.
Right. Okay.
When I graduated, it was the coolest thing. When I graduated, there was a music teacher job opening in 1987. And I was interviewed by two of my former principals, one being Maud Forbes.
Mrs. Forbes.
Mrs. Maud Forbes interviewed me. So yeah, I got that job.
Right, yeah, you did, right, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just been a love story ever since. I love Ypsilanti kids. They are very unique. I did my student teaching in Ann Arbor. And once I started teaching in Ypsilanti, it was just so different. Ypsi kids are very unique. They're very loving. They are very, very, very real. They know fake when they see it. And if you are real with those babies and you love those babies, they give it back to you 150%.
Wow.
And that's what they need. They need real instructors who really care about them.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear right there. We have organizations that we're called Supreme Felons Incorporated, and we're invited to the school a lot of time to conflict resolution and act as mentors or counselors and stuff like that. And when you said, when you pour into the students, they do that, you know, what are some of the challenges that you face in the school? Yeah, you know, on a daily basis. Because I'm associated, affiliated in more ways than one with that school system. And it's not the same school system that you and I attended.
Absolutely.
Or is it?
No, it's not even close. The expectations for our kids are so low, and that's just not my school district, but in many.
The expectations are low.
Yes, they are.
Okay, go ahead. I just in case anybody hear that, I wanted to hear that, you know.
I'll say it again. They're low. They're too low. We're killing kids with low expectations. I hope everybody understood that. The behavior expectations. I mean, I guess we were called to the carpet because there was a disproportionate amount of Black students being suspended, and you know, we were in trouble with the state because, you know, we're too much discipline on poor kids, too much discipline on Black kids. But then it seemed like we just stopped disciplining them altogether. You know, I mean, if a kid, I literally saw it running up and down the hall, ripping pictures off the walls, and they go to the principal's office, play with Play-Doh for a little bit, and they send them right back to class. And, you know, when we say that we're doing this because we care about the kids, I understand, nobody understands more than me that we have to love on these kids. We should not just be punishing them all the time. I understand that we have to show them love and show them the right way, but we have to show them discipline. They need boundaries. We can't just let them keep passing with the thing. If they're not behaving correctly, we need to tell them. Or if their performance is not good, like now I can tell kids, that didn't sound good at all. We need to do that again. And, you know, and a student might say to me, well, Ms. Harding, that's rude. How is it rude? I'm a teacher. I'm supposed to tell you when it's not right. They're not used to being told, no, that's not good enough. You could do it better than that. Yeah, we just keep passing them on through. They can do better. Last year when we were teaching at home during the pandemic, you know, it was said, well, maybe we need to pass our kids. They're just struggling so hard. Maybe we need to pass them at 40%. Maybe, you know, 40% should be the D. And it's just being so articulated that in IPSI, in poor communities, our kids are so poor, our kids are so oppressed that we can't expect them to do the same thing as students in neighboring districts. And yes, they can. They have the same abilities. They need more support, they need more love, but they can still do it. They can still achieve.
Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
I got to write, Gail, you got the right one in here, right? Somebody bashfully telling the truth. I went up to ACES school before the Christmas holiday. I'm working with seniors. And this was the day before school was to be let out. And what they had seniors doing at ACES school, and no exaggeration, making cookies. Excuse me, they weren't making cookies. They were frosting cookies. They broke off in a group of 3. One group went over to frost cookies. The other one went in another room to do an arts and crafts. And another group went into a room to do either karaoke or rap. These are high school seniors. And they've been treated as though they are actually kindergartens. I mean, they had, I'm not exaggeration, they had the shortbread cookies or whatever those cookies that you and I grew up with in kindergarten. And they had the pink and green icing. They were Christmas trees, Santa Clauses, and snowmen. And they had seniors. I'm talking about ACES school, Old George School.
I know.
And they had them frosting them, just like they were kindergartens, excuse me.
But that was the last day before Christmas break, right?
Yeah.
Well, in their defense, on the last day before Christmas break, you're not going to see too much heavy instruction going on anywhere in any school district. But I get it. I get where you're going with that.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad you cleared up my vision by the day before.
I would say the week before Christmas break, but yeah.
But to have a senior 17-year-old kid putting icing on like we used to do in kindergarten.
What I want to see.
Okay.
In whatever you got the kids doing, I want to see the kids doing it.
Okay.
I would like to see more publicity about the great things our kids are achieving, because they are achieving. We hear a whole lot about, this is what we're doing for the kids. This is what we're offering for the kids. Yay, us. We're so wonderful. This is what we're doing for the, I want to see what the kids are doing. I don't want to see pictures of, never mind.
Go ahead. I hear you.
I want to see images and videos of kids doing great things. Because that's all I want to put out there. I don't put out pictures of, like you said, you can't find a picture of me by myself. If you find a picture of me, somebody else took it, or else I'm in a costume that's so cool that I wanted to take a picture of myself looking like a fool. That's about the only time I ever take a selfie. But I put my kids out there. I love my students and I love bragging on my students, and it's about them. Everything, it's about them. And I want to see more kids, more students.
Yeah, I seen a video the other day. I think it was in Riverside Park, and you had the children out there, the kids out there, and they were so engaged. And you know what I'm talking about?
Is that Peace Day? Maybe
is this? No, this was just recently that it was recorded down in Riverside Park and looked like it was done at night.
Oh, staying power. Yes.
Staying power. That's why I couldn't remember. I'm glad you brought that. And I seen that. But one thing I seen was the enthusiasm of the kids in there, right?
Yes.
So staying power. What's staying power?
Staying power is a poetry group. They've been around. They do poetry slams and things. And I think they're working out of EMU now. And they came to our school to try to recruit kids to be part of their group. And they mentioned that they were going to be doing a show in May, and they wanted to add music to it. And they said that they would be going to different schools and trying to recruit music students from different schools in the county to be part of their show. And I so boldly say, oh, you don't need to do that. Just take the choir. Just take the YCHS choir. We'll do all the music for you. And they said, okay. So now we are part of their musical, which will be about gentrification and housing insecurity in Ypsilanti. It's going to be a very powerful show, May 14th and 15th. And it's going to be at Ypsi High School in our beautiful auditorium. And it's just, I love the way it just worked out. They just happened to be at our school. They just happened to mention it. And, it's like, yes, absolutely. Use the choir. We need something to do. We love serving the community.
Yeah. So who came up with and when I seen that, and then I did see the gentrification piece, I just couldn't remember. Who came up with the concept to address gentrification on that type of platform? Was that the students or?
I'm not sure. Shane Collins is a member of Staying Power, and he wrote the script. He's the one that's putting it together. So I don't know if he came up with it or if they as a group came up with it, but it's very definitely something all of our kids can relate to. I have several students in my choir who do not live in Ypsilanti. They live in Westland, Inkster, Detroit, Romulus, everywhere except Ypsilanti, because their families had to move. They didn't, they couldn't afford to find, the house they had been renting for years got sold. Then they had to go someplace else. I mean, this is very relatable for all of our students.
Yes, it is. And I've heard stories, and I found it hard when I first started hearing about the process of gentrification, and people will bring us to the forefront that we had homeless people in Ypsilanti. My mind goes back to to where we were at, homelessness was non-existent in our community. But I've heard stories of families living in cars and kids going to school and have to go back home to a car. Mm-hmm. That's where families living, so I think that is great that you're bringing the awareness into them in the form of theater, if you will, in the form of music, so that we can come aware, because it is much worse out there than what people can imagine. Mm-hmm. I know that from going up to the school and have to intervene in gang violence, intervene with conflicts, and then we get to know the parents and the home situation, and then we begin to understand from being inside of the house why our young men and women are acting out the way that they are acting in classrooms and in the school. It's much more than, like you said, discipline problem, where our children are genuinely traumatized in school, and you are acting more than just as a musical teacher, as you will, but sometimes you're I guess want to say a surrogate parent, big sister, mother, auntie, grandmother.
All of that.
All of that.
Yeah, I've been called the mom of the school a few times. I want to teach my students how to survive, how to live. I mean, I don't crank out a whole lot of music majors or kids who want music as a career. I mean, a lot of them still continue to make music and record and do their own thing, but that's not what they do for a career. But I want my students to understand, like, no matter what you choose to do, you got to stand up straight and hold your head up and look people in the eye and be able to communicate with them. You got to get up out of bed every morning and go where you're supposed to go. So the things that we do, like when we're out serving the community, and you got to be able to keep a schedule. You're supposed to be where you're supposed to be, what time you're supposed to be there. So all of that is more important than, can you read music? Can you sing a classical piece of music? And I mean, we do that. We learn all of that, but that's not the most important thing that I teach. So, I mean, I guess I consider myself to be a minister and a social worker and everything else. I just want my kids to succeed in life. And when we teach our kids, if you don't turn it in on time, that's okay. Whenever you turn it in, we'll accept it. That's not how life is going to treat them.
Come on now.
And I often get told by kids, you're supposed to give me a second chance. If I offer you an opportunity and you mess it up, but you're supposed to give me a chance to earn it back. And then I have to tell them, you're lucky to get the first chance. You know how many innocent Black men and Black women didn't get the first chance? Mm-hmm. You don't get a second chance. You don't usually get a second chance, but right. These kids are being taught, oh no, that teacher has to give me a second chance to raise that grade and earn that opportunity back. And that's just not true. That's not realistic.
Okay.
Thought I turned that off.
Yes, okay. I turned mine off. I'm getting the text and everything. Okay. All right.
It won't stop.
It won't stop either. That's all right. But stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. It's probably somebody on there calling you talking about, I see you on the show. You're doing real good.
Yeah. It was actually an alarm I set for myself. I thought I turned it on.
There was somebody on here and I let it scroll over. Somebody named Nisi or something like that. And they said, great job. They say yes.
Well, thank you, Nisi.
Okay. So let me do this first, right? Okay. Ear to the Ground 197 is brought to you by Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center. Cheryl Ventura says, you are an awesome young lady, my friend. I thank God for you.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl.
It's brought to you by Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center. Jovantis Hayes says, if she's strong, Crystal Harding. You got them coming in. So it's brought to you by Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center, owned by Kip Johnson, Althea Johnson, as well as Carlos Franklin and Andrea Franklin. Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center located right across the street of Ypsilanti, across the street from the Ypsilanti Public Library in beautiful downtown Ypsilanti. Slow down, Bryan. Also brought to you by Jones Cleaning Service, where his motto is we clean it right. That's Jones Cleaning Service, owned by my good friend, Mr. Emmanuel Jones, where he says we clean it right. Also, Ear to the Ground 197 is brought to my good friend, my sister, Tracy Davis. She gonna kill me if I don't read this. And I know I just had it. And I know you seen me when I got up and went and got the thing. Here it is right here. Tracy Sweet Touch Production. Uniquely created gifts for any occasion. She can be found on YouTube, Passionately Created Arts, Instagram at Tracy Sweet Touch Production, TikTok at Estella Fabulous, Pinterest, Miss Tracy E. Davis, or you can email her at dallas2dakota@gmail.com. That's dallas2dakota@gmail.com. Or you can find her on Facebook simply at Tracy E. Davis. Tracy makes, you know who Tracy is, don't you?
I believe so.
Okay.
What's her former name?
That's her name. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember the Bop Shop?
Yes.
That's Tracy's father.
Oh, okay.
Bud Davis.
Oh, got it.
You got it now?
Yeah,
Lucille Funeral Home. Those Davises, Tracy Davis, Jamie Davis, Jeff Davis, Sharon Davis, Cameron Davis. Okay, right. But anyway, Tracy always makes things for our gifts, our guests. I got something in this bag for you right here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to ask everybody, I didn't ask you early on to do this. If you hit like, then hit share. Let me see. Crystal Harding, you did your thing to reach your special day today. Tell Big Mo I say hello. That's from Jovantius Hayes.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is? Okay.
I do. You know who that is?
Who is
he
that?
Played in Annie. He was President Roosevelt.
What?
When we did that in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. He's in there checking them out. So we would like for you to hit like. We like for you to hit share. Wow. Bens.org, CMB, Ipsy Southside influencer and legend, Miss Crystal Harding. They commenting on you. Anyway,
I'm humble. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
We would like for you to hit like, and we like hit share. And then the comment box, we like for you to hit Y1. Why do I ask them to hit Y1, Crystal? Because I believe in Ypsilanti first.
Oh, okay. And
that stimulates the algorithm, if you will, because of the program that I use. I can't tag people in it. So that's why we ask people to share, hit like, and Y1 for Ypsilanti first. And that's what we ask people to do. Also, for those of you who have friends who don't do Facebook, I'm broadcasting. I got it together, Gail. We're broadcasting on YouTube Live. Go to Ear to the Ground 197, and then you can go to YouTube Live, Ear to the Ground 197. I'm broadcasting live right there. Thank you, Devontis. Okay, you said something earlier. How do you handle, what keeps you grounded dealing with those day-to-day issues of, I don't want to call them undisciplined children or undisciplined young men and women, simply people who are acting out on their environment, acting out on trauma at home, acting out on abuse. Sometimes children and young men and women come to school hungry, and they're just responding to those things. And I know there's, that's all right. There's a lot of acting out taking place in the school. We know a lot of young men and or women, they actually bring guns into the school. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, and a lot of guns and backpacks. You get what I mean? A lot of fighting going on, a lot of gang bang fighting going on, and you're right in the middle. How do you stay grounded? What keeps you together? How do you maintain?
Okay.
How do you release? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to find all those proper words. You get what I mean? What keeps you together?
Okay, number one, God.
Okay, all right.
Number one, number two, number three, number four, and everything. I am a believer. I am Holy Spirit driven, Holy Spirit led. And I pray at school. I pray in my classroom, and everybody who walks in my choir room will say, in our choir room will say, it feels different in here. It's just the atmosphere is different in here. That's number one. I love my students. You say they come to school hungry, I feed them. I keep snacks at school for them. They know I love them. I keep snacks and water and anytime a kid says, Miss Harding, do you have if I don't have it, I'll go out and buy it so that I know, because I know this is what kids need. Sometimes they need a charger. Sometimes they just need something to put in their stomach. They always need water. I mean, we're singing, so I want them to be hydrated anyway. I got Vaseline, I got Band-Aids, I got cough drops, just stuff that they need. And then that's how they say, oh, you're like the mom, because you always got whatever we might need, so I love them. I just simply love them. Now, granted, I'm very blessed that the kids who are in my class are there by choice. They want, well, not always. Some of them get in there by accident, but I don't deal with discipline problems every day. I love my students, and I like to think they respect me at the very least. They respect each other, because that's a rule in my classroom. As a choir, that's another thing you need for life. We have to work together. You don't have to be best friends, but you have to respect each other enough. You have to listen to each other. We all have to work together. We all have to get along. And it's any of my students will tell you, the choir room is the most chill place in the whole school, because it's just love. It's at least respect, but I like to think there's a lot of love in that room. And my piano students, same thing. Everybody it's just so calm and peaceful. We're just not having it back there. And we are, and the music department is kind of separated from the rest of the school. And and I tell them, we have to watch out for our area. We have to protect the energy in our room. We don't want just anybody coming back here. That goes for kids and adults. We don't just want anybody coming back in here. We got to keep the energy right. And that's how I deal with it. But I notice that even when I'm outside of my area and dealing with other students, sometimes I don't know. I don't know if it's a way that I carry myself, but I always feel respected by students. And I maybe that's just something they see in me. It's funny because you were talking about the day when I had on the Santa hat and, and I was sitting in the chair. Right. And I was sitting there guarding the door as my students were coming in, because you have to be, I want to make sure that only kids who are supposed to be in my area are in my area. And whenever a kid would approach that's not supposed to be in my area, they would just look at me and just slowly turn around and walk away. They wouldn't try to lie. They wouldn't. And I'm thinking, wow, I must really be projecting something here. So, I mean, yeah, I'd say it's love and it's realness that, I love them. I care about them. I really want to be there with them. Like people ask me, why are you still working here? It's because I love Ipsy kids. I really want to be here. Couldn't imagine being retired, and I can't imagine not teaching kids. I really can't. I don't think I'll ever retire from teaching kids.
Wow. And I was told that you're the real deal. And like I said, I honestly said before the show started, I didn't know you, but we know each other. You know what I mean? The connection right there, our families next door to each other. You shared something, protecting the space and the energy and praying before people know you prayed up. You get what I mean? Yes. So you create a force field, if you will.
Yes.
Okay. You create a force field and then you maintain it by your high belief in God. So you actually have created in that school a safe place.
Yes.
Where people know that this is a safe place in the school, right? How can we make the entire school a safe space? Which it should. I shouldn't say school should be a safe place, but school should be a place that is safe, free from the type of violence that we know that's taking place in that school. I never would have thought that we would be having this conversation where we're talking about guns in school and violence at the level that it is. But however, what's taking place in Ypsilanti community schools and in communities similar to Ypsilanti community schools, this is not a unique situation. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
We're definitely not a unicorn, if you will. You can go into communities, not simply throughout Michigan, but all across the country. And now even in London, England, you have where they don't have gun violence, they have knife violence. And they're just as frequent with stabbing each other and killing each other with knives as we are here in America shooting people. So, but how do we get back to the point where school becomes a place that is safe? You said something that a lot of people don't want to talk about and they ran away from. They don't want to pray. They don't want to believe or accept that there's something in themselves that's greater than them, that is outside of themselves, however that belief is. And it can create a hedge of protection around you and get you through the day.
Absolutely.
Whereas we know the proverbial, we kick God out of school. Well, you can't kick God out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? Right. You know that, right? You just not acknowledge it. So, but how do we create, how can we, help to assist to create a safe environment, environmentally safe place where our children can come learn and get the education, which is what they're there for? How can we get back to how it used to be, if you will? I know that's a lot thrown out there, but as I told you before, I don't have no written script. Just go from the heart, you know?
I think the first thing we need to do is admit we have a problem.
Okay.
We spend a lot of time trying to cover up what is happening in school. And we need to admit that things are happening and have some honest conversations with the students and see how they feel. I mean, we hide a lot from the kids. And, you know, I'm not one who will lie to kids. And I mean, I've taken a little heat for that. Like, why did you even tell them in the first place? I'm like, because it was the truth and I'm not going to lie to them.
Okay.
But we need to have some honest conversations, and we need to have some honest conversations with parents. And, you know, trying to speak right here.
This ear to the ground 197.
I
know what you're saying, and believe me, and I understand, because exactly, you get yourself fired. Because I know two teachers who've been fired.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put their name out there, but I know, at least I know two have been fired, and one had to walk away because he wasn't going along with the nonsense that the school was trying to project. I mean, he emailed me what's today? Saturday. He actually emailed me on Wednesday. I'm not gonna say his name, but he emailed me and he wrote me a long thing. Yeah, he's been going away for a minute, but
we need to involve parents and let them know what's going on. We need to be honest with our community. The community will help a lot. I mean, with the choir, with me reaching out to the Ypsilanti community at large, they're very, very supportive. And, you know, the YCHS Choir Village, I love you very much. You guys have been so good to us. You've been supporting us, and they will support the schools, but they got to know what's going on. I just feel like we're working so hard trying to protect our reputation. It ain't worth protecting. Okay. People already know. I'm sorry, but Ypsilanti already knows. Ann Arbor already knows what's going on. So let's stop pretending that, you know, we're holding everything together.
We on image patrol out there.
Right. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Right. Trying to pretend like, and I see it. And Ear to the Ground 197 is not the program where I call individuals out. But that image patrol, you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
Trying to fake it like it's all good up in here and doing all these extracurricular activities don't have a damn thing to do with the education of the children.
You said it.
I said it. I said it. You didn't say it. I said it. Because I see it. And I ain't going to participate and I ain't going to support it. Maybe I need to turn the show around and start speaking what need to be spoken. You know what I mean? Anyway, somebody got to say it, so you know what I'm talking about, right? music. Let's get back. Music in the story. I purposely put on my P-Funk. Okay, all right. Make my funk the P-Funk. I want my funk on cut. Make my funk the P-Funk. I want to get funked up. I want the bomb. I want the P-Funk. Okay. Anyway, music. If you come to my anytime you get in any of my space, I ain't got nothing on but the funk. Now I listen to other genres of music, right? I do stuff on there, I listen to rap. I like gangster rap, if we can call it that. Okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? For people out there, I like gangster rap, but I like gangster rap in the context that I like Western movies, old Western movies. I like the old John Wayne movies, I like the old Randolph Scott movies, because those movies tell of a time on how America got to be. And if you ever go back there and watch them old cowboy movies, then you can actually understand how the West was won, if you will, and racism. They tell you right in the cowboy movies. So the story that the rappers tell, the ones today are pretty much hyperbolized and embellished. Okay. You get what I mean? But I like their style. I like their flow. I might not like the content, but I like your context. Okay. And I like all that. But however, the music, and you being a music teacher, the content of the music has gotten so dark and so far real to the left, if you will, in some of the lyrics that I hear, right? So I understand the influence of music on an individual, and in particular, in a mind that hasn't been developed or understanding what's going on. So the music, what do you think about the music today? Today's music, if you will, being a music teacher, what you think?
Funny thing about that is the only music of today that I would ever hear would be music that my students bring to me. Okay. So we always have conversations about, gratuitous profanity versus profanity when you're really trying to make a serious point.
Like my aunt, she was a prolific cusser. Okay. All right, go ahead. Okay.
And so whenever they get a chance to choose their own music and what they want, and a lot of them write. I have some really gifted poets and composers in my choir, and the music that they bring to me is always good, really good content. I don't get a lot of crap from my students, Okay. So I hope that by encouraging them, to look for something good, something that's got a message, something that's got a meaning, not just, F this and describing sexual acts. I mean, what is that? What good does that do in any circumstance? So the music I hear from my young people is good stuff. They've introduced me to a lot of good stuff. Okay.
We're going to do something very unusual on Ear to the Ground 197. Gail was trying to do a good thing. She is doing a good thing. Let me just say that. Always. Okay. So I'm the executive producer, I'm the host, I'm the janitor, I'm the CEO, right? Okay. I got to go to the door. Okay. Ain't nobody in here but me. The door is supposed to be unlocked and somebody was in here and locked the door. I'm going to step away for a minute. Okay. Do you sing?
Oh my God. I have never considered myself.
I was going to say, sing a song while I walk away for a minute. Tell a story, tell a joke. I'm going to walk away. Gail got me doing something. Okay, all right.
Are you serious?
All right, come on in. All right, okay, all right.
Hello out there in radio land. How y'all doing?
Come on in and close the door. We got to close the door. I'm gonna make the screen go wide. Hi, oh my God. Come on, let me see. Come on around here. Let's see if we can get you in the camera. Don't worry about it. Just don't kick my camera. Bend on down just a little bit. Who Who we got here? Who is you? Right? See, this is Gail doing. What's your name?
Look, my name
is
Kendra. I was Caldwell when I met you.
Right.
Kendra Caldwell.
Is you
Kendra
really
Davis,
daughter?
I am.
Hold on, man. That's my niece right here.
I was like, I know you recognize
Wait a
minute.
Yep, that's your niece.
But on behalf of the class of 2012, Anise,
Maurice,
Maurice, Tanae, Bria, me, just a bunch of us. We wanted to present you with some flowers.
Oh, thank you.
And a card. It's funny that you guys mentioned extraordinary because that's exactly what I wrote on the card. We are almost 30 years old and still singing your songs that you created for us. And so we just wanted to say thank you and we love you. Everything that you've done for us in the community and you're still doing, and we're just so happy to continuously be connected with you. So that's all. We just wanted to cut in here and say that.
Thank you. I'm so honored. I'm so humbled.
No, we're honored to have you as our teacher. And it was literally like a couple weeks ago. We were all on Facebook like singing this song, like I'm gonna be all I can be. Keep on stepping, that's my philosophy. I'm gonna be all I can be, and you better know that you can't stop me. So yes, we love you so much, and really, we just thank you, and that's what we wanted to come here and do.
I love all of you.
Love you.
Love you too. Where your daddy is?
Look, we just had dinner with him last night.
Yeah.
Shout out to Willie Cole.
Right, Willie Caldwell. I think he's supposed to come over to the house tomorrow.
Okay, he's always over. So
yeah, tell him. Yeah, okay.
We thank you. You're extraordinary, and we love you. I just want to give you a hug.
Oh, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, this is too much.
Ear to the ground, 197. Like I said, we don't write scripts. It just happens.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, wow. I gotta catch my breath there. You know what I mean? Because that was touching and everything. That's one of my nieces. Willie Caldwell is not my biological brother, but Willie Caldwell, her father, and my brother Bruce are the best of friends.
Right.
And so they came up together. So that's my little brother, and that's my niece. When she said the name, I'm like, whoa, and I haven't seen her since Moby Dick was a minnow, a long time ago. And see her right there. You influence a lot of people and to do that.
Well, thank you. It's a small community though.
And and Gail had texted me during the thing, right. and so the doors are locked, obviously, because people wandering, and it should be locked. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
Okay, all right. Where was we at? We was talking about, if I recall right, you said that a lot of the music that's out there right now, you wouldn't be aware of it unless your students brought it to you. Okay, and do they bring you? Anything that you feel as though shouldn't be listening to? Is that proper to say? There's some stuff. I'm 61 years old, be 62 in 2 weeks. There's some stuff that I'm like, I can't. No, you get what I mean? No. I don't care how rhythmic it is. I don't care how good your flow is. Right. I don't care how your verbal dexterity is. I ain't listening to that because of the conduct.
They'll be listening to their own devices and sometimes with their headphones in, and I can still hear it. And and I'll just tell them, you're gonna have to turn that down and hear what you listen to on your own time. That's I don't tell them it's bad,
right?
But I'll tell them, I don't want to hear it. You're in my room right now. I'm not going to listen to that. You're going to have to respect me more. It's not that big of a deal. They'll just always immediately turn it down. But I try to be very careful not to criticize what they love.
Okay.
I'll tell them that it's just cussing for no reason. Yeah. But if that's what you listen to, if that's what you want to listen to at your house and your parents are cool with that, that's you. But I'm really careful not to talk about kids' culture because I remember I went through a big thing back in the 90s where some parents had decided that all rap music was evil.
Right.
That no matter what the content was, if they were rapping, if they were speaking rhythmically and a beat was playing in the background, it was automatically evil.
Right.
And that's racism.
Right.
You know, I mean, I even remember being at a church and a minister said something about, you know, shouting out words to a jungle beat, you know, so I'm not going to, right. Yeah. So I'm not going to tell kids, no, your music is wrong and what you do is right. I remember, some teachers got really upset. I don't know if you remember the dance The Jerk.
Yeah.
And the kids loved dancing so much that they would just be like, while they're waiting in line for lunch or whatever, they just start doing the jerk and just start dancing and dropping and spinning and doing, you know, getting good exercise. And they decided that this is wrong. We don't want our kids dancing everywhere they go. They shouldn't be dancing. We'll say it's okay for them to dance in music class, but they're not allowed to dance anywhere else. And, you know, like, what is this, Footloose? They can't dance. You know? So I try to be very careful not to criticize their personal culture.
Okay. And then we're coming up on that hour.
Okay.
But that then, quick. No, exactly, as it goes by. But I got plenty of film in the camera. What I try to do is respect your time and respect the viewer's time. You get what I'm saying? But I can go all day. But how do you traverse an institution who says that you're bullying the kids or you're making them feel less than by telling them that what they're doing is not conducive to good behavior, common sense, and the betterment of society? Meaning that kids y'all can just do whatever y'all want to do. You're free to do what you want to do and just go for it. You get what I mean? And then yourself, being a very grounded woman, very grounded human, says, hey, that ain't how it's supposed to work. How do you respond back to an education system that has low expectations to say they can do what they want to do? It's okay for him to go down the hallway and tear all those pictures off the wall. He's just expressing himself today. And that's how he's letting everybody know how he feels for the day. It's okay for Johnny to tear shit up. How do you respond back to that?
Lately, I don't have to.
Okay.
I'm
sorry. Okay.
Lately, it's been like, okay, Ms. Harding, you know what you're doing. We're gonna just leave you alone and let you do what you're doing. And I like it that way. It was difficult. I mean, it kind of came with the switching when we consolidated the districts. That's when that new theology kind of came in, and it was with it was nationwide. This thing that the word discipline is now a dirty word,
right?
That and it was very difficult. And I was teaching elementary at the time, and I found myself 50 plus chasing children around the room, and I just stopped and said, I'm not doing this anymore. And that's kind of when I made the transition up to the high school. And the nice thing about that was the kids that I was teaching at the high school had spent their elementary school years in schools where we had order. So, I mean, I would tell somebody, wow, I'm up here at the high school. These kids actually got some sense. So it was a nice transition, like, you know, to set my boundaries and set my expectations high. And then as kids entered in, the expectations were already there. The older kids in the choir could tell the freshmen, now y'all not gonna come up here acting like that. We don't do that here. So it's been very smooth for me now. So I really, you know, knock on wood, praise the Lord, glory to God, I really don't deal with it so much anymore. And I don't get pressure from, you know, uppers about, I mean, there was a situation when a girl couldn't go, like we travel out of state, and one child did not earn the privilege. She just didn't earn it. She had all year to earn it. She didn't.
Right.
And the night before the trip, you know, an administrator was saying, well, why didn't you give her a second chance? So I had to set him straight and I had to set her straight and her parents straight. And we discussed it with the rest of the choir, and the whole choir set her straight.
Okay.
And let her know she didn't earn it. And how dare she try to tell the principal on me when she didn't earn it. Okay. So that's how I deal with it. And I really haven't had to deal with it too much since then.
That's excellent. One of the things I was challenged to by a minister, and I was overseeing a program. And what he told me, my responsibility is to make sure I train somebody to follow the path when it's time for me to move from out of that position. Are you training a second to follow you?
They're probably in my classroom right now.
Okay, there we go. Great answer. Great answer. Okay.
I mean, some have. Okay. I have former students who are teaching music. So
okay. Before we leave, Ear to the Ground 197 is also brought to you by Ipsy Can I Share. Ipsy Can I Share is the organization that was the brainchild of Gail. And I have to tell everybody all this, I just be bragging. I came up with the name Ipsy Can I Share. It was my name. Okay. I'm one of the founding members. But Ipsy Can I Share and the League of Women Voters, what we did was we created this. I'm gonna set it up here.
Okay.
This board right here, right? Let me see. And Ipsy Can I Share, this is our voter empowerment cards for the Ypsilanti area. And this is the board where we have them all screwed up on here, right? Taped up on here. And it helps us to find where we can get service from dealing with crime and violence, healthcare, utilities, affordable housing and stuff like that. And I heard you say you lived up on Hart Place or Small Place. Yeah.
Hart Place, yes.
Yeah. Up on the top right there, top left-hand side there, that says the city of Ypsilanti. And then we can find all our elected officials. You see up there, you see our Mayor Lois Richardson, First Ward, Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor Pro Tem Nicole Brown, who is now running for mayor of the city of Ypsilanti. And we have where we can find out where who the elected officials for Ypsilanti Township is, Pittsfield Township, and Superior Township. So people have no excuse not knowing who the elected officials are, because we put this board together in these empowerment cards. Trudy and Jeff put these together for us from the League of Women Voters of Washtenaw County so that we can get information out and stuff like that. So I had to put that out there because Gail asked me to encourage our youth who are tuned in, right? To tune into. You can find us on Facebook at Ipsy Can I Share so you can understand how the voting process works.
You know, I have to give a shout out. My choir students, they know these people.
They know?
They know these people. You know why? Because they're there to support the choir. And I mean, to support Ipsy, but when we're out performing in the community and even some of the things that we've had at the school, these people have been there, especially Ricky Jefferson, and Mayor Richardson has invited us to perform for her on Zoom a couple of times. And Jimmy Wilson came out for our Black History.
He was just here this morning. Jimmy was just here.
Right?
Yeah, he was just here this morning.
Yeah, he came and took a picture with the kids. Oh, this was hilarious. The kids gave him a tour around Ipsy High School. It showed them, you know, where they needed his help.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Matter of fact, he told me that this morning. He said, because when I told him you were coming, he told me they took, and they were pointing out where it needed repairs and stuff like that. Yeah, he just told me that. He sure did, but he was this morning.
So,
but anyway, yeah,
I was just saying that they, you know, they've seen these people more than they've seen school officials.
Hello. You heard that from music teacher extraordinaire. And school officials are elected too now.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna have you back. We're gonna talk about that a little bit.
I mean,
more.
well, let me say, I better shout out Miss Janice Townsend. She's been wonderful.
Okay.
Supporting and sharing and attending just about everything we've done.
Okay.
So yes,
right.
Sister Townsend, thank you. We don't want to.
Okay.
But administrators and we don't see a whole lot. Sorry, we don't.
Well, that's why we coming to the school board this deep. We coming in numbers. We Coach Ramsey put us together, and we will be coming in numbers to the school board meeting, this next meeting, and we will be deep in numbers. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna give you the last word. But before I do, I got to do this one more time. Okay. If She Cannot Share is brought to you by Blackstone Bookstore and Cultural Center, located right across the street from the Ypsilanti Public Library, owned by my good friend Carlos and Andrea Franklin, and my main man Kip and Athena the songstress. You ever did any work with Athena? You did someone Athena?
A couple of shows.
Okay, all right then. I'm late then. Okay. Kip and Athena Johnson. All right. Also brought to you by Jones Cleaning Service, owned by my main man, Mr. Emmanuel Jones, where Jones Cleaning Service is. We do it right. We clean it right. And then finally, Tracy Sweet Touch Production. Tracy's out there. She said thank you and everything for the shout out. Tracy Sweet Touch Production, uniquely created gifts for any occasion. You can find Tracy on YouTube. Like I said, for those of y'all who have people who want to see Miss Harding, who's not on Facebook, you can go to Ear to the Ground 197, and it's on YouTube Live. Okay. You can find Tracy on YouTube at Passionately Intrigued Arts, Instagram at Tracy Sweet Touch Production, TikTok. And I said this last week. I don't know. She probably live today. I don't know what these old folks doing on TikTok. But anyway, you can find Tracy Davis on TikTok at Estella Fabulous. And at Pinterest at Miss Tracy E. Davis. You can email at dallas2dakota@gmail.com. And then finally at Tracy E. Davis. Now, I said that Tracy always makes gifts for our guests. And before I give it to you, though, there's something I got to share. Shout out to my sister, Lisa Barfield, who lost her daughter a couple weeks ago. The services are going on right now, right out the window right there. They gathering out there right now at Ecclesia Fellowship Ministry. Prayers to the Barfield family. Like I said, they lost a daughter, lost a sister, lost a niece. We lost a friend. Our prayers with the Barfield family. So just wanted to put that out there. And Lisa, you know how to reach me. You call me all the time, and my phone is always open for you and what have you. But anyway, Tracy Davis made something for you, as she does all our gifts, all our guests. And when let me before I give it to you, okay. I said something to Tracy. Let me show you how in tune she is right with this. But I had to show you this. Check this out right here. Okay. All right. Okay.
Ooh, it matches my dress.
That's what I said. I was on.
Oh, y'all see that? That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
She got it. And like she said, because you are a teacher, she made that. And she said, because you're a teacher, and apples with teachers and stuff like that. But when I seen that this morning, when I went over to Tracy, stopped by, I didn't get it. I went through, and what I seen was on so many things was this rainbow.
Yes.
And so I said to Tracy, I said, I see you've been doing your homework, because she has a lot of color tie-dye. Tie-dye. I said, she has a lot of colorful stuff. And I said, that was pretty cool how you matched that up. She didn't even know.
She didn't even know. That's just God. That's just God.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
So that brings us to the end, Ear to the Ground 197. And we've been here with music teacher extraordinaire from Ypsilanti Community Schools, Miss Crystal Harding. So, Crystal, before we sign off, can you share something with your viewers, or anything you want to say, anything we ain't covered, or anything you want to ask me or put out there? The mic and the camera is yours.
I'm just going to say something that's been on my heart. Do good. Everybody, do good. Whatever you do good. Do good to help others. Do as much good as you can do. Do so much good that the light from your good draws attention to where there isn't good, to the stuff that needs to be fixed. But don't worry so much about going after who's not doing good. You just do your good. Do the good the best that you can.
All right. You heard it from music teacher extraordinaire, Crystal Harding. And so we'll see you next week on Ear to the Ground 197. I've been your host. My name is Bryan Foley. And right now we're out of here. And as our motto is, all power to the people.
Amen.
You know, that's my theme song. I had that made for me.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can log to YouTube. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I hear it now.
Yeah.
Are we still on camera?
Yeah, we still on camera.
We're still on camera. Okay.
Mike's still on too.
Hey.
Yeah. Mm.